So welcome back to Microsoft Project. This is our video for lesson 2, establishing resource. And now we are going to establish non-working times for an individual work resource. So remember back in lesson 1, we established the working times for the entire organization. We said, hey, this project is going to run on a calendar where everybody gets to work at 8 a.m., they have an hour for lunch, and then they leave at 5. And we made some exceptions where nobody was going to come in on MLK Day or Memorial Day, things like that, right? So now we are going to go through and make adjustments to the working times for individual resources. Because sometimes you're going to have resources that maybe don't work a regular schedule, and people take vacation days too. So we're going to go through how to do that in this video. So we are on page 49 of the book, and we want to establish non-working times for an individual work resource. So we are going to go to Jamie Redding, and we are going to go into the project tab where we were last week. In this properties section, there's that change working time dialog box. This is the exact same feature that we used last time to establish our project schedule when we started out our project. We're going to open it up, and what project has done is it has created a record for every single one of our resources, our work resources, excuse me, and we can adjust those working times for every single work resource. So if you hit the drop down, it should be on Jamie Redding if you have Jamie Redding selected in the resource name column, but we're just going to go to the drop down and go to Jamie Redding. So Jamie works 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day along with everybody else, but we need to change that. We are going to go back to January in our time machine of 2016, because remember our project begins on the 4th of January 2016, and Jamie's actually going on vacation this month. So he's going to be out of the office on the 28th and the 29th. So all I did was I just highlighted and selected January 28th, and then I shift clicked January 29th so that both of those are selected. So those are going to be exception days for Jamie. So we just go down here and hit vacation days, enter, and you can see right here that those are going to be exceptions where Jamie Redding is not going to work on those days. Super easy. So now that we established those exception days for Jamie Redding, we're actually going to go down and we are going to talk about Scott Seeley for a minute here. So we are actually on page 51 of the book. So the weird thing about Scott is that he doesn't work the same hours as everybody else. Everybody else works 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., 5 days a week. Scott doesn't. So we are going to use the change working time dialog box for Scott Seeley's calendar, and we are going to adjust his work times. So down here on the bottom panel that we've been using the exceptions tab. We're going to go over to this work weeks tab. So if you just select that and hit details, this is going to tell us the nitty-gritty about when Scott is at work. So Sundays, he doesn't work, see, from and to blank. We select Mondays, we can see it's grayed out 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Well, Scott works what's called 4/10s. He works 10-hour days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then doesn't work Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So we're just going to select Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then we're going to select the radio button that says set days to these specific working times. And you can see it's set at the default right now. So in this 8 a.m. box, we're just going to change that to 7 a.m. That's when Scott gets to work for his 10-hour day. And then he doesn't go home until 6 o'clock in the evening. So we're going to change that to 6 p.m. So if we go over here and click on these individual days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we now have Scott's 10-hour schedule where he works 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. every one of those days. But we have a problem. So if we click on Friday, it's still set to the default working times. Scott doesn't work on Fridays. So all we need to do is go up here to the second radio button and say set days to non-working time. So Scott doesn't work on Fridays, so it should be blank down here and non-working time. We're going to click OK. So there we go. We have just established a different calendar for Scott Seeley, and now Project won't schedule him to work on those days after we assign him to some tasks. So that is how you change the working time for your people resources in Project.